little bit. I think one of the big advantages about being 6'2" and a former rugby player is that you don't get too much grief. I think some of the behaviour is absolutely outrageous. I think a lot of behaviour is outrageous. I think this kind of form of behaviour has been unlocked by Jeremy Corbyn's victory, and I'm still waiting for him to really, properly say "not in my name." If that happens, then good. I'm not convinced it will.
No, personally, I've had no problems at all. They're loud and they're noisy, but that's fair enough. I'm a bit concerned with some of the stories that I've heard. The police have perhaps been a little bit too reluctant to intervene to protect some people who've been verbally or physically assaulted in various forms, spitting, etc. But no, I haven't, fortunately, been suffered in any way.
Oh, not really. Somebody gave me a pair of underpants with a message on. I forget what the message said, but it basically said the Tories were awful, words to that effect, which I broadly got the message before I read it. I've never been to a conference where there's been so much aggressive protest outside. I think it's more a commentary on the opposition than it is on us, that the opposition has rather lost its voice, that the Lib Dems are down to virtually nothing, the Labour Party is divided and has Mr Corbyn, and therefore people perhaps feel their only outlet is this type of protest. But they're actually protesting against losing the election. They're opposed to democracy rather more than they're opposed to David Cameron.
Actually, yes. Who would have thought? I've actually broken my foot, so I'm on sort of this knee scooter thing. And I'd just come out of the camera fringe a couple of days ago, and they all were standing outside the pub. And they come up to me, "Oh, he's disabled, rah, rah, rah. You better not be claiming benefits. Kick his foot, break his other one." It's like, guys, get your act together, you know. Other than that, it's been all right.
Yeah, I got called a Tory scumbag when I walked in, which was a novel experience. I have had stuff like, I was once an anarchist organisation picketed me for being a right-wing careerist. I had this big banner with my picture of me with "F off back to Oxford." So you know what? I understand. I know the experience well. Yeah, for me, spitting and calling people scum is not. Now we debate things. I object very passionately with the policies of this government, which I think are making the lives of many people worse. But I want to focus on those policies rather than people spitting at people or throwing eggs.
One or two exchanges with the protesters, and I'm not so bothered about that myself. I think some of us have seen it before, and maybe also think it's part of the job. I'm a bit more concerned about some of the people who aren't elected representatives, members of Parliament, people, especially younger people, coming to the conference maybe for the first time. I think the protests have crossed the line. The use of masks for some of the protesters. Things being thrown at people, people being spat at. Protest is fine, demonstrations are fine. I think we can all live with being shouted at and people making their views clear, but I think this has gone a bit too far.